This one here is probably my favorite out of the batch for today. Oh, there goes the tag from the manufacturer. Well, it's a close toss-up between this and the Gretsch. I love Gretsch. I love PRS. But this one just feels really nice, really comfortable. It is a discontinued model, so they were a little behind on manufacturing and production, so we have one now. Oh. Is it still rolling? No. Yeah. Hey, what's going on? So, was just told that there was no audio running. So, I'm going to go ahead and start with this guitar here, and then I'm going to rewind and backtrack and go over the things that we missed. So, let's just pretend we're starting fresh. Here we are. This is the... We're good? Audio's rolling? All right. So, audio is rolling. So, here we are starting over. This is the Paul Reed Smith Semi-Hollow Special in Orange Tiger. This comes with a set of 8515 pickups, the humbuckers, with a narrow field in the middle. This has a pattern neck style. For those who are like big into the PRSs, you'll know what that means because, you know, there's the pattern, pattern thin, pattern vintage. This is just pattern. Just plain old pattern. This is semi-hollow, of course, 10 top. CR number says 2023. It was a model from 2022 that is no longer available. So this is it. Comes with the PRS hard case, mahogany body, maple top, as we all know from PRS. And you have your mini toggle, your mini switch toggle coil split switches down there. 5-position blade. Yeah, 8515s with the Orange Tiger top. Yeah, phenomenal guitar. Built right here in Maryland, by the way. Something else cool we're doing with PRS is we're going to start locking in some private stock orders. So if you've ever been interested in ordering a private stock guitar, now's your time. We've got a couple people that between January and February, we're doing wood selections at the PRS factory. So if that's something you might be interested in, always give us a call. It's serious inquiries only before you can even get to the factory to go through the wood library. You sit down with us, we go through your build, we get a price, we collect a deposit, and that's what starts the build process. We will not be taking people up on tours anymore just because PRS has kind of changed how things are working up there. But I believe you can reach out to PRS and schedule like a tour yourself. Their company has grown considerably since they'd shut down to the public, and so they just don't have the space for large groups to go through on tours anymore. So until then, why not just order a private stock guitar, and then we can get you lined up to go in. We'll do a private tour, and we'll go to the wood library and pick out what wood you want on your guitar. It's a great time. I'm very excited for these upcoming builds, and I can't wait to be a part of them. So yes, special, semi-hollow, 22 frets, Orange Tiger, 10 top, 8515s, narrow field. Phenomenal guitar, and of course, because it's semi-hollow, super lightweight. Now that the audio is running, we're going to move back to the Gretsch. All right, so going back to it, this was the Gretsch 6134TG. The G6134 goes into like what the model number is, so it breaks it down to it basically being a penguin from Gretsch. The T stands for tremolo because it's Bigsby. The G stands for it has gold hardware. This is a very special black paisley finish. It has TV Jones Classics Filtertrons for your pickups. You have a pickup selector switch, but you also have a tone switch. The reason you have a tone switch is because here's your master volume, but instead of 4 knobs down here, you have 2 knobs. Both are volume per pickup. So you can find where you want to go tone or volume-wise on the pickup, and then your toggle switch allows you to say if you're in the bridge, maybe I want my bridge cranked up, but I want it bass heavy. Maybe I want it treble heavy. That gives you all those options there. Instead of just rolling and cutting off with the knob, you actually can select where you're going. Pretty phenomenal. Comes with a deluxe Gretsch hardshell case. Again, this is the Gretsch G6134TG in black paisley. Beautiful guitar. All right, now we're going to move over here back to the Ibanez. This is the Ibanez JEM, the GEM 77P. The finish is blue floral pattern. This comes with the Evolution for your single coil and the DiMarzio Gravity Storms for the humbuckers. This is kind of like almost like a classic from Ibanez when you think about it. They're something we've carried for a while now, and this is a used one that we just got in. Pretty fair price. It'll be online the next week or so. So if this seems like up your alley, or you know someone that might be interested in it, come on into the store, check it out, and it'll be here probably not too long. These are pretty popular guitars. Everyone likes a good gem from Ibanez. And of course, because of the bridge it uses, you can upgrade it with FU tone. We have parts in all kinds of different colors, so you can do a contrast, you can do a complementary, but you can add all kind of accents and colors if you were to swap out the inserts or the screws or anything like that. And of course, because it is a Edge 02 bridge, you can swap out with the FU tone bridge, claw, springs, however you want to do it. It's fully upgradable from FU tone. So there we are. This here is one of my favorite pedals to ever exist. This is the Digitech Drop. What's cool about this pedal is you can set it to whether you're going to be momentary or latching when it comes to the bypass switch on the bottom. And what that really means is if you're latching, that means you press it down and the effect stays on. You don't have to worry about it turning on and off. If it's momentary, usually you have to hold your foot down to maintain the effect. The drop has a cool function where if it's momentary and you set it down however many intervals you want to go, you can just hold your foot down, and maybe just for one part of a song, maybe you're just playing one riff in a different octave or anything like that, and holding it down allows you to do that. And then when you come back up, it takes your guitar back to where it should be in your normal setting. They work in, I believe, half-step intervals. So even though it says 1, 2, 3, it's more like half, 1, 1.5. Think of it that way. You do have an option on the bottom for an octave and dry setting. Very phenomenal pedal. There's like the age-old question, does it gent? And you can put this on any guitar, and the answer is yes. So, phenomenal. We've got this one in used. It's not listed online yet, so just give it some time. Who knows how long it'll stick around. But whether you're in a metal band and you don't want to fuss with changing keys on your guitars all night, or you don't want to retune, or you don't want to you want to take 5 guitars to a gig, just put it in drop D and use this, and the next thing you know, you're in all of your drop tunings. Maybe you're just playing in different standard tunings. Likewise, do it the same way. I still have one. I don't really use it much anymore because I don't have a use for it, but when I was using it, I was playing guitar in a pop punk band, and for some reason we were shifting all around to all these different keys, and it was great. I just had this on the board. All I had to do was just change the knob on here, hit the settings on the rest of the board, and we're good to go. And I say out of all the octave pedals that drop in octave, this is probably the one with the least amount of lag or latency to it. It's almost right spot on. So yeah, Digitech Drop. I've got it used. Comes with the box. Yeah, check it out. Not online yet, so, benefits to watching these is you see what's in the store before we post it online. Now, if you haven't noticed, we have the shot may not capture the whole thing, but we have a 1987X MK2 Plexi reissue. So, of course, it's the reissue. It's not the original thing. If we had the original thing come through, it would have been posted online forever ago. Everything would have been about it. This is the reissue. Still very cool, though. One of the biggest differences on this versus the original is that it does come with an effects loop. The original did not. It pushes out 50 watts of power. It uses EL34s for the power tubes, ECC83s for the preamp, and it's on top of the 1960 TV412 cab, which has a set of G12M25 greenbacks and goes up to 100 watts handling, 16 ohms. This right here is, when it comes to half stacks and amps, is about as loud as you can get, as big as you can get. Like, this is like one of those dream amps that everyone's kind of looking after. It's not every day you see something like this come in used. This is typically something that someone gets, maintains, holds on to, and doesn't really ever get rid of, and someone brought it in. So we're very, it's cool. I think once we get it photographed and online, it's going to go to the showroom floor, and it's not going to last very long. I can't wait to plug it in and play it myself. However, as big as this is, as massive as it is, because, everything's getting smaller these days, this is where I show you the Amped 1 from Blackstar. This small box in my hand here, well, it's not a small box, but compared to the amp is small, is a 100-watt amp-in-a-box pedal. You have your reverb. You can cycle through your presets. Your response allows you to cycle through different tube presets. You have everything from EL84, 6V6, EL34, 616, KT88s. You have your reverb knob. You have your voice, because, with Blackstar, the big thing is on their knob. They have the voice knob on their combo amps and their heads that allow you to go back and forth between a US or a British sound. You have a switch that does that here. Gain control, 3-band EQ, master volume with a power attenuator that goes 1 watt, 20 watt, and then to 100. I'm not sure why there's nothing in between 20 and 100. Who needs it, right? If you're already on 20, why not 100? On the side here, let's go to the back first. On the back, you have an effects loop. You have your speaker out. This is powered. You send this to just the cab. I can run it here to the Marshall cab if I wanted to. You have outputs, like 9-volt outputs. Like, you can send 9 volts from this to other things. You have a USB interface option, so you can plug it into a computer and go off there. You have a MIDI in, that's a TRS MIDI in, so if you want to get into time clocking, or if you want to run it through a MIDI controller pedal on your board, like the MC6, like, that's all totally doable. Even if you set up like a Boss switching system like the ES5, those have MIDI functionality. You can most likely control this from that as well. And now we'll go to the side. On the side here, what's really cool, you have a line out. So a line out also acts as a headphone out. So if you just want to do some practice at home, you can just run a set of headphones through it. Company Orange has something very much like it, but this has a lot more functionality to it. And you're starting to see these more and more. Like, Strymon makes the Iridium. Walrus makes the ACS1. Boss has the IR200. More and more companies are coming out with these amp pedals. Universal Audio has 3 or 4 amp pedals, and they're all 3 versions of one style of amp. Like the Woodrow, the Ruby, and the 65. The Woodrow emulates like Fender Tweed amps from the early eras. The Ruby emulates all things Vox, like the AC15, if that's like up your alley, and then just different textures of that. And the 65, as you might guess, is just different versions of 65, like the Reverb 65, the deluxe reverb from Fender. The Iridium comes stacked with a few presets on there, but primarily it's like 2 Fenders, 2 Voxes, 2 Marshalls. There's not much out there when it comes to metal and all that kind of stuff. I'm waiting to see what kind of companies are going to come out with the amp in a box that's orange. This allows you to switch back and forth between US and British voicing. It has the different tube responses to it. You can save your presets. This is in used right now, and it's available here at the shop. We're going to set it up here after a while. Again, it's something that's going to be posted online for pictures. This is a pretty cool must-have. If you're someone that travels around a lot and you're just wanting to keep your tone with you, but you don't want to lug around a big amplifier anymore, look into things like this. It fits right onto your pedal board, fits right in line with everything, and it's not massive. It's about maybe just a little bit bigger than like some of your 2-channel distortion pedals, but it's also right about the size of like a Strymon like Timeline, kind of like their big delay pedal. It's about that size, Big Sky, those kind of things. But yeah, Blackstar Amped 1, amp in a box. And that's all really, so we'll just kind of do a quick run through touch-up. PRS special semi-hollow with the 8515s in the narrow field in the middle. 10-top, coil tapping toggle switches, comes with a hard case. Discontinued as a product model, so if you want it, we've got it here, so keep an eye out for that. It's gonna Again, everything you're seeing right now is here in the shop, just not online yet. So just give us some time if you're an online shopper, or just give us a call, or just stop in. We're here. Right behind me, the Gretsch G6134TG. Again, meaning the G6134 meaning a penguin in the black paisley. T meaning it has a tremolo. G meaning it has gold hardware. With the Filtertron pickups, 3 volume controls, toggle switch, and tone switch. Here now available at Island Music. Last guitar, we have the used Gem 77 with the Evolution pickup in the middle and the Gravity Storms in the neck and bridge position. The Tree of Life inlay going up the neck, blue floral pattern on the finish, and like I said, fully customizable through FU Tone, so don't miss out on like upgrading your whole guitar through that. The Digitech drop for anyone who wants to make anything gent, whether it be a Strat, whether it be a Tele, you can do it. The Marshall 1987 X MK2 Plexi reissue, 50 watts with the effects loop. We have the 1960 TV 412 with the greenbacks, and then last but not least, the Black Star Amped 1 amp in a box pedal. All of this is available here now at Island Music Company. We'll be online soon. If you have questions about anything, you want to check it out, either leave a comment and we'll get back to you, or call us here at the shop, and we'll get you rolling. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.